Who told you? You are not. Hi guys, welcome to EB Education Consult. As I promised today, I want us to go through the workshop on scholarship and admission application essays. I'm getting some feedbacks. For now, let's give some few minutes to allow other people to join the session. Thank you. Hi, welcome once more. So people are already joining, and so I will take the opportunity to um, start the workshop. I know that those who will join later can always refer to the video at any point in time and enjoy. All right, I have taken time to talk about this particular subject as it relates to study abroad or scholarship application or graduate school application or um, undergraduate study application. Essays, be it motivation letter or cover letter, letter of intent, personal statement, statement of purpose, are key to um, successful admission process. For this reason, it's important to understand what admission officers or evaluators of your admission application look out for when you are writing any of their essays. Today, I would do some presentation quickly and then share some important tips, and I would give room to answer various questions that you would have pertaining to uh, i- i- scholarship or admission essays. So stay tuned, and I wish us all the best. For now, if you have any question that you would want me to address along the line, you can put your question in the comment section, and when the time is due for question and answers, I would tackle them one after the other. All right. So when it comes to the introduction, what I have to say about why scholarships or uni application essays, the in this way, the admission officer, your future employer in quote, gets to know you. They don't always get to know. They don't only get to know who you are, but they also get to know how you can express yourself in writing. You know, um, be it undergraduate, um, postgraduate studies, you're going to get involved in a lot of writing. How you express yourself in terms of writing would be very key for them to know that this person we are admitting has the level of writing skills, the level of language skill that is necessary to complete specific courses, or to be able to write research, do publications and stuff. I mean, that is not all about the essay writing, but that would be part of the reason why this is necessary. It also help you pitch yourself to your future employer, whether he's going to be your supervisor, whether he's going to be your lecturer, your dean of student, whatsoever it is. They get to know about you, your ambition, what drives you, what background, and what you bring on board once you are admitted. Trust me, the reason why universities will scrutinize several applications to select the best out is because they want people who can contribute meaningfully to the departments or to the course of the university or faculty. So, um, if it was just about the money that you have to pay and stuff, then they would admit everybody. But that is not all. So they, through how you express yourself, they get to sieve out those that they deem as unfit for the program or for particular ad. There are several variants of application essays, whether you are applying to a scholarship, fully funded program, studentship, assistantship, or even just admission without any funding attached. It is required of you to write one form of essay or the other, depending on which country you are applying to or which university you are applying to. They may ask you to write cover letters or cover letter, a letter of intent, motivation letter, personal statement, or statement of purpose. Whatever the name is, the purpose is to present yourself in a unique way to the evaluators. Tell them about what you have that is unique, that will help you succeed in the program of choice, and why you are the best or the most suitable candidate for that program. Cover letters are usually, we know, written in addition to our CV when we are applying for jobs. So consider the graduate study as a job that you are applying to, requiring you to tell the future employer why you should be given the job, why you should be admitted to the program. Can you assure them that you will succeed once you have been accepted and all that? So these, there might not be specific or clear-cut difference between or among these variants of essay, but when, especially in the United States of America, you can be asked to write two of them: personal statements and then statement of purpose. In this case, there seem to be some specific information they are requesting for in each of the essays. And mind you, you don't have to repeat what you have written in the personal statement in the statement of purpose. And we may look at one clear difference between the personal statement and the statement of purpose, which is the fact that the personal statement, if you are supposed, in this case, if you are supposed to write the two to the same university, the personal statement should project your personal qualities, your personal attributes, characteristics, traits that would help you succeed once you are admitted. And then the statement of purpose should bring out your academic background, your professional background, the experiences you have gathered in terms of coursework, previous coursework, or your current job, and how that has informed what you intend to pursue in the future, what you want to be in the future, the career you want to get involved, and how those backgrounds and your current experience can help in the course you are in the program you are applying to drive you safely to the career you intend. So it's what is your purpose about, and then what qualities you are bringing with you to help you meet this purpose. So that should be the main difference between a personal statement and a statement of purpose when you are required to write both essays to the same application. However, if um, a university asks you to write a statement of purpose only, or personal statement only, then you should combine uh, academic attributes, professional attributes, and personal attributes that are related, that are relevant to the program you are applying to, and how they can help you meet the demands of the program you are applying to. All right, so I think I mentioned this earlier on. The rationale behind scholarship or admission essays is to identify good fit for the program or the position being advertised. It's also that you can contribute, show that you can contribute meaningfully to the department, especially when it comes to research areas like PhD as a research-based master's program. They want to see how best you can contribute to the program. And so it is worth noting that it's one of the rationales behind asking for this scholarship, these essays. In terms of scholarship, probably you have to add why you think you deserve the scholarship or the funding, and how it will help you in your studies or in meeting the demands of the study. Also, the essays help the evaluator know you beyond your CV. You know, sometimes when you write our CV, you write, in most cases, work related experiences or responsibilities are written. But if you said, I held a position, SLC president, or this or that, you don't get to write detail about how those leadership role or qualities can help you in your further studies. So now you would have the opportunity to relate your leadership skills, your leadership role, your teaching skills, whatever, to how beneficial it will be to your master's program, PhD program once you are admitted. So this is a very important thing to know about why the essays are asked. And then to show your past and present experiences align with your future goal. So if in your CV you have written a profile summary and objectives, and then you have several different work experiences or professional experiences, and you are stating in your objective that you want to seek knowledge to become a researcher or whatsoever it is in your CV, and then you are writing your essay and you are not showing anything that demonstrate that um you want to become a researcher, then there is some kind of disconnection between your CV and your essay, or what you are projecting on your CV and what you are showing in your essay. So there should be that alignment of your previous experiences, present experiences, and then your future aspiration or goals. Characteristics of scholarship or admission essays. These days, it is important to note these five characteristics I have listed here because we are in the era of AI, and a lot of people rely on AI to have um, these essays, but the admission officers or the evaluators also know this, and so and these AIs usually present generic information. Some may not, or almost all will not personalize these for you, but these listed characteristics here are expected to be shown or demonstrated in any of the essays you are going to write. It there should be a high level of authenticity and personal voice. It's like you are attending an interview and you're talking about yourself, right? So it should be seen as you presenting it. And this is not to say that you should be talking about I, you know, but it should be your experience. You should own the story that you are telling, and not like somebody telling your story on your behalf. That is one characteristic that should have. They should have clear structure and organization. With this, for example, if I want to write a motivation letter, or if you want to write a motivation letter, you should have certain structure. You can arrange it in such a way that you would bring the information that you want your evaluator, your employer, or your admission officer to know first about you. Or you can organize it in such a way that if you introduce yourself, you talk about your academic qualifications that make you relevant candidate for the program you are applying to or the advertised position. Then you can talk about your professional experiences that also help you to be uh, a competent applicant. Then you can come and then summarize why the academic background and your work experiences, how they relate to the position that you are applying to or the program you are applying to, and then probably a very catching um, or catchy conclusion, and that should be it. Basically, depending on how you want to organize it, or whichever way you want to adapt, there should be a form of structure and organization. It shouldn't be everything everywhere. You say you talk about academics, you talk about your academic and coursework you did in paragraph one, and then you come and talk about your professional experience in paragraph two, and then you go back to talk about the research work you did during your bachelor study in paragraph three. No, if you are dedicating one paragraph about to your uh, academic background, the courses and the research you did should all be captured in that paragraph. So take note of this. And then one of the characteristics is that there should be it should show that you have done thorough research and you have an understanding of what you researched. You don't just get up and write um, application essays, because if you do that, you may miss the important information that need to be captured in the essay. For example, um, you need to read about the study program. You need to read about some of the course requirements once you are admitted. You need to read about faculty members, what their researches are, and which of them align with your interest. You need to read and research about some of the prompts they give regarding what should be entailed in your um, application essays. So once you have read and understood what is required, you would be able to articulate well when writing the essay or when writing the script. There should be a unique perspective and originality. Again, the difference between the authenticity and the originality again is that you can write something in personal voice, but you can fake it. You can tell stories that are not original, trying to overhype yourself. No, there are instances where you are even encouraged to write those negative aspects and how you can turn those negative aspects to your advantage in the application process. So you don't always have to cook up sweet, palatable stories just to catch the eye of the evaluator. Sometimes when you are given the chance for interview because you lied your way through the essay, you may find yourself wanting because they may want you to show what you wrote about in the essay. And if you are not able to do that, trouble for you. And then finally, impeccable grammar and strong editing is key in writing a winning scholarship or admission essay. In whatever language you are going to write, your grammar should be well written, and then you should read through several times and edit out typographical errors, omissions, or unnecessary additions. Um, After you have done your part, you can pass it on to another person, and this I will highlight it towards the end of my presentation to do it for you. Please do your homework. Do your homework. Don't write in a haste and then expect the reviewer, the person who is going to review for you, to do all the difficult part of the work. If you send me a CV to review, or an essay to review, and I see basic fundamental mistakes that shouldn't be there, I'm not going to bother myself. I either send it back to you to do them, and then you come back again, or I will not bother. I have so much going on in my life to bother myself with somebody writing THE and they write TEH, and they don't take time to read through to make these simple corrections. So please take careful note about your grammar and your editing skills when writing um, application essays, whether it's for admission or for scholarship. Before writing, what should you do? You know, people are moved by the fact that this program is providing funding for applicants, and then they are quick to apply to them, whether their background make them fit for the program or not. They don't care. But the admission officer is going to see how your past experience. I'm going to show you that along the line. You will see why it's important to apply to programs that you are most suitable for, based on your previous background, work, and academic background. Then, two, you should read extensively about the program or the scholarships requirement. If you don't read about the requirement, you may miss what they want you to provide in your essay. And so, a good knowledge about the requirement will help you carve your essay to suit that purpose. You know, it's like when they advertise a job, they tell you about the role, they tell about the responsibilities, they tell about uh, relevant skills that they are looking for in prospective applicants, and then they tell you academic qualifications. If you don't read all these and understand what each of them may, you may be just put throwing in application out there, and you will never hear of any favorable response, and you will become quite low rated and be thinking that your your applications are not good enough. They are not good enough because you have not read to know that there is a caveat that you don't meet, so you don't need to apply to. So please always read about the requirements extensively. Read about them and make sure that you are within what they are asking for. If possible, read widely about the experience of some current and past students of the program regarding how they got admitted. Just this week, I was having a chat with one person, and he found a program based on a video I have shared, and he told me that they have not opened the application yet. They will open the application in March, but he is listening and watching videos of some people who have been successful with that, and I was very impressed, like the effort he's putting in to get himself prepared and position himself to attract it himself. Because through these stories, you identify one or two things that you might not know that counts when you are writing your essay or when you are preparing for interview. So always the experiences of people who have gone before you are crucial. If they are available for your per user, use them. If they are not available, you can seek direction from even program coordinators or whatever it is. And then read and understand prompts. So for some schools, and I'm going to share some of the prompts with you in the course of this presentation. For some universities, they will tell you exactly what they want to see in the essays their students or their prospective students are supposed to write. So, writing a winning essay, the first one was the one we just finished was before you write what you need to do, and then writing. So, you can see on the right side here, I have past experience, and this was captured from the Carnegie Mellon University. They have a write up about how to write these essays. So I took these except from them because I think it's well done, it's very informative, and would be useful to the audience here. So one thing you should consider is to relate your past present experiences to the future. So past experience have informed present research. For example, maybe my past experience which relates with my past academic experience as um, electrical engineering student informed my present work or research as a plant engineer at whatever engineering company, and what you are doing there as your main job or responsibility, and how what you are currently doing can be extended to your future research. So maybe you are currently at a junior position because you have just bachelor's, you have work gathered experience, and in some specific institutions or in some specific research area, you need a certain level of academic qualification to be there. So if taking a further course would give you the skills and knowledge to take managerial position or to take consultancy position or to be a well-rounded researcher in this particular field, let's say One Health or public health, whatsoever it is, you have to relate all this in your application. So here they have an example of a write-up. Let's say that some of you have sent me a write-up or essays, right? And before we had this workshop, the first part, right? What you see here, it's what they how they wrote it, and then after a training session or a workshop, now they understood what is the demand or what makes an essay a unique one. So they wrote it again. So I'm going to show you the wrong way how it was written and the good way how it it was supposed to be written and how it was written after a training session. So here, the person is probably introducing himself and telling why he is applying to this. He says, "Hi, I am an ideal candidate due to the knowledge I have gained thus far in my master's program at Carnegie Mellon University. I have completed courses in multiple fields of chemical engineering, as well as increased my knowledge in engineering techniques and lab research. I further honed these techniques from participating in a lab research project. My first lab experience started when I joined Professor Annette Jacobson's team to determine the electrophoretic mobility of colloidal contaminants in water, which is useful in wastewater treatment processing. Moreover, I have acquired scientific research skills, for instance, searching literature, designing experiments, analyzing results, and writing papers. This is a good page about the person, okay? No doubt that is something he's bringing on board. But how does it relate with the position? You can see this is A master's, a person with master's who is seeking probably another master's or PhD. Now, the kind of PhD work he's going to do, the PhD research the person is going to do, and how these skills. For example, if you come to the last part, it says, I have acquired scientific research skills, for instance, searching literature, designing experiments, analyzing results, and writing papers. These are all attributes that you would need to demonstrate during PhD studies. During PhD study, you have to publish papers, you have to conduct experiment, design your experiment, analyze your results and stuff. So if you're having these skills, then you can go further to say that these skills are also important to succeed in a PhD research in wastewater treatment, whatever it is. But let's see the second part of the paragraph, or the second part corrects the missing part of the first essay, or let's say the first paragraph. So let's see. My master's from Carnegie Mellon University in chemical engineering has equipped me with content knowledge and technical experience on colloidal properties that will be a strong asset to the work on soft matter phenomena currently being conducted at Yale University's Department of Chemical and Environmental Engineering. So here, this person has linked his past background to what is currently going on. If you have not read about the research, you wouldn't even know that there is an ongoing um, work on soft matter phenomena. All right. So the person has read about it, know about it, and knows that he has some experience, some research experience that directly relates with the current research going on in the university. So, for example, I know that we are talking about um, application essays, but oftentimes people are also expected to write cold emails. And in the cold emails, you are going to reach out to a potential professor or a faculty member who has funds, and you want to you want to be sponsored in your studies by his funds, and these funds are meant for a certain research by this person. So read extensively about him ongoing research if you have interest, and in that research, if any of your previous studies or your present work can help you execute part of the research successfully or without hassle, bring it out in the cold email you are writing to him, because nobody wants to spend money on people who do not bring value to their establishment. And so you must show that you have something that will be useful to the person hoping to sponsor your studies, to the faculty hoping to provide you with assistantship, in order for you to go through your studies successfully. So you see, this person connects the past and the present to the future. Um, I have focused the majority of my studies on both supramolecular engineering of colloidal forces and aggregation dynamics, and electrophoretic deposition of colloidal crystalline arrays for display technologies. Don't worry, this is not but this if this is not your field, but just look at the structure and what is being looked out for in these two different paragraphs. All right. These foci were further honed when I joined Professor Annette Jacobson's team to determine the electrophoretic mobility of colloidal contaminants in water, which is useful in water treatment processing. Now, the same thing he's written, but what he's added something. I plan to extend my research pursuit to intrinsic and extrinsic microstructural relaxation rate in protein separation and crystallization processes. Work currently being explored by Professor Michael um Lowenberg. So you see, again, this person, apart from what he knows and think that will be useful in an ongoing project, he also hopes to extend his research pursuit, what he intend to gain through research, to something that is being done by a professor. And in one of our sessions, one of our Osmond, who is currently at the University of Delaware, made mention of including some faculty members, their work, and how they interest you as part of into your application essay. Because then they will bring this person on board during the interview time to probe further about what you have said and see if you are ideal candidate for them. It also shows how diligent a student or a potential student you are. It means that you have done a lot of homework and you are even learning before you are admitted. So the second part is how one must present um, the situation. Again, you should elaborate on your qualification. I read one of the essays recently, I think 2 or 3 days, 2 days ago, and I think the writer was almost he has exhausted the space, the word count, or whatever it is, and says, my leadership skills and professional experience will help me thrive in this in the study program. What kind of leadership skills, um what qualities did he harness from the leadership position? What work experience, how is it going to help him thrive in computer science? Because if you are going for a research based computer science, it's broad. You should find specific area of interest under the computer science where you think you have the right expertise to proceed uh, on research or further studies. All were missing. Now let's see. So here is a you should elaborate your qualification. You should know that the person who is going to evaluate you is also an expert in the field that you're talking about. And so they want to see uh, elaborate information, and how this elaborate information again would have effect on the study program you are applying to. Says, I believe my knowledge base, skills, and motivation for research make me a great contribution to Carnegie Mellon Electrical and Computer Engineering Research Group. I am passionate and enthusiastic about um, electrical and computer engineering techniques. I also have a strong background in foundations of engineering due to my comprehensive undergraduate work, and I am versed in research methodologies as shown through my multiple collaborative projects. So the comment here is that need to be elaborated on. Every applicant has mastered the basic. So this is not enough. And what is right to do is what I'm about to read now. I am an ideal candidate for Carnegie Mellon University's Electrical and Computer Engineering program due to my extensive research on radio transmitter. identification techniques that can identify multiple transmitters and weak interference sources independent of the DTV reception. More specifically, my current collaborative publication with Professor Kijun Wu of whatever university proposes a timely new transmitter fingerprinting technique that reduces multipath distortion generated by neighboring transmitter in an SFN, which would be, you see, all the highlighted text were missing from the first one, and this is presenting an elaborated information about the person to show that yes, he knows what he's talking about, and he knows the kind of requirement the program or the research program he is applying to expect of him, and has positioned himself that he has what it takes to meet the demands of the application. So we can take cue from this. Once we finish with this workshop, I'm going to share the full content on our WhatsApp group chat so that you can, when at your free time, you can read more about it. Sometimes I don't just want to give templates because people do copy templates without making them theirs. For example, a person who has just had undergraduate program and is going to apply for master's program, you ask for somebody who has probably finished a PhD uh, motivation letter as a template for you to write based on the person's experiences, and if the person is not limited by word count or whatever, the person may write about 5, 6, 7 paragraphs. Okay, if you are undergraduate and all that you have done after undergraduate studies is national service, and you're gonna use a template from a PhD holder, you're not going to write as much as he will write in terms of paragraphs because your experiences will be quite limited. That is the assumption. Maybe 3, 4 paragraphs, and then you are done. So, but then because you don't even know the principle behind these application essays, they also try to write the same paragraph as what is in the template. They try to just, and then they end up repeating, going round and round what they need to say, putting in unnecessary adjectives and stuff to just occupy space. That's why I don't just give template without having to talk about it first, because giving you templates without you understanding, it's like also using AI and putting your work out there. It will not make any value, it will not show any originality, it will not have any authenticity and personal voice attached to it. So yes, I'm going to share templates, but I wanted to use this opportunity to explain why certain aspects of the things or of the essays must be well considered, thought through, and implemented in your writing, so that if even without template, you would be able to formulate your own story in a way that uniquely represents you and defines you. Specifically explain why this institution is the best fit for you. In some cases, you don't even just specify the institution only, you may also specify the country. Let's say that you are in Ghana, of course, and in Ghana, we have public health. We have several universities offering public health, right? Master's, PhD, bachelor's level. But you are applying to study public health at the University of Michigan or University of Florida or um, Oxford, whatsoever it is. Why not Ghana? Probably Ghana is even cheaper and all that stuff. So first, why not Ghana and USA or UK? And then second, why not any institution in USA but University of Michigan or um, University of Delaware, whatever. So you see, and within the institution, how will the department or the faculty, what is it about the department of or the faculty that interests you so much that you want to be considered for admission there? This must be clearly explained in a paragraph of your writing. So it says, for example, you and I may not get opportunity to visit the university prior, but you might have read about it. You might have read some information about their faculty members and the research they are doing. You might have read about their um, teaching approach methodologies. You might have read about the facilities, the 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 research facilities, laboratories, the experiences of the faculty members, and how all will culminate into grooming you into a world-class researcher or a world-class artist or whatever uh, um, area of study and expertise you want to get. So you should be able to explain that with all that the institution have they will be able to groom you to become what you want to be in the future. So I'm not even going to bother with the first part, but the second part, which is the key and which is important. It says connect research interest to strengths of department. So, for example, some universities are very, they have their strength in biomedical sciences, some may have their strength in forestry and agriculture, some of them may have their strength in business administration, public policy, public health, etc. And sometimes there are information about alumni on this on this on the institution's page where some of them are the sectors they are working and all that. You can read about all this and explain that, looking at the track record of the institution, where the people ended and where you want to be following your graduation. You think that their program would prepare you well enough to suit such positions, considering that this person has been there, or considering that um, um, the research of a particular professor or faculty member is something that interests you, it's novel, and you want to explore, say, you want to learn under this person to gain in-depth knowledge for your future career in research or consultation or teaching at a university, So always have that link brought on board in your application. So I will read the second part. Carnegie Mellon University is the ideal institution to support my academic pursuit since the process system engineering group engineering groups focus on optimization dovetail dovetails perfectly with my research interest. I believe I would be a valuable asset to the PSE team's endeavor to solve design and operation problems in process industries, specifically with my research focus in integrated process water system. In particular, the techniques of Professor Ignatius E. Grossman on mixed integer nonlinear programming for the synthesis of integrated process water network are foundational to my current work. So here he is talking about a skill that relates, that is a responsibility he performs at his workplace. you know. And in addition, the work of Professor Nicholas V. Whatever on global optimization is very intriguing to me as a path for future research. So in the future, he wants to pe- 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 pursue a research in line with something that a faculty member is already doing there. So I saw one person who was applying for computer science, and I think that he had a very good essay because he had done cloud computing and has leveraged his um, bachelor's thesis to develop I identification system which earned him employment and basically was performing tax related with this. And now he found that the university that he's applying to, they also have this. They have research focusing on cloud computing and all that. And he was bringing all of them together because in the end he wants to learn something that he can bring back to his home country to solve pressing problem, you know. But he found out that this faculty is into doing that, and highlighting it make them know that, oh, you know what you want, and he knows that he can find what he wants here. Sometimes you don't have to be too generic. Application to schools are quite difficult. You must tailor your essays for every specific program. If you write one master essay or general essay for every program you are going to apply in this competitive application admission era, you're going to probably fail more often than not. So take time to research on every program you're going to apply to. Let's say that you studied political science at bachelor's. This field is broad. You can go into public policy masters. You can go to public administration. uh, you can go into geography. You can go to global studies, international relations, development studies, and stuff, you know but I do not expect you may have the same CV, but I do not expect you to use the um application essay for development study. You use the same for public administration or for business administration or public policy. You don't have to use all, because these programs may be looking for specific qualities. They may have different requirements for completion and stuff. And if you know them, you will bring those attributes you got from your political science bachelor's that that are suitable for those specific program and project them to be considered for admission. When I did general agriculture at my bachelor's, and I went to do natural resource and environment. During my natural resource and environment masters, there was a position. Sorry, there were programs like soil water relationship, soil plant relationship, soil chemical relationship. I had taken soil science and I had excelled so much in soil science. I think almost all my courses in soil science I had A or whatever it is. Now applying to this program, master's program, I highlight my expertise. I also took chemistry. You know, there was advanced chemistry, analytical chemistry course as part of the master's program. There was microbiology, environmental microbiology as part of the master's program and all that. And I have had all these courses. Beside that, in the Bachelor of Agriculture in UCC, those days you will do economics, you will do entrepreneurship and all those stuff. I needn't have to bring all these during in my essay. All I needed to focus on were those uh, courses where I excel and that relate with the natural resource and environment, and I had my way through. So know which attributes resonate well with which program, and employ them in your essay when as and when necessary. Sorry. So introduce the main idea for each body paragraph in a topic sentence. What this one is saying is that for the first opening sentence, you should write the main information you want to capture. And I'm going to read the first sentence here. It says, data analysts at Google have the added opportunity and challenge of recommending solutions for the data problem they encounter. Now, the person has set a tone to say that he probably has or she has what it takes to provide solution for data problems. And then he went further to say now he's going to add to uh, the main idea. I am prepared for the distinct problem solving facet of this position. You see, as I said, because I have the unique training from Carnegie Mellon University's program where I practice applied statistics. So you see, you identify the main idea in one sentence, or you write the main idea in one sentence, and then you add to it what you bring on board that fit the main idea you want to talk about, and then you are good to go. Don't just be talking about everything everywhere scattered. May one paragraph will be presenting two, three different ideas. That's why I said if it's possible and if you don't have too much experiences to write about, one paragraph for your academic background and how it relates with your the future, sorry, the program you are and the scholarship you're looking for, and then another paragraph again for your um about your work experiences and how that is beneficial for you to succeed in the program you're applying to, and one um about personal traits, qualities, and stuff, depending on which program you are applying to or how many applications they are asking you to submit. Now, here I went to specific university sites to show you information about some of them. They are so generous that they will tell you exactly what they want you to 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 write. And if you go to another university where this information is not provided, just copy, sorry, just adopt some of these format and use them. So here you are going to write two essays, and the first essay we can call it the statement of purpose. They want to see what scientific research, because it's a master's, MSc, or PhD, which is a research-based work. So they want to see what scientific research experience you have, not just what you have, but also how that can help to again achieve your be successful with the PhD program or the MSc program once you have been admitted. So talk about that you did microscopy, blah 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 blah, through your PhD studies or through your master study. Out of this, you are even able to you are able to do literature review and publish it. You're able to do statistical analysis and all that, and then go further to say that the PhD in biological science, molecular cell biology at the University of Delaware also requires that people have experience in microscopy and they are able to view tissues or tissue culture whatsoever it is, which I have already had the foundation, so it will be easy for me to adapt and undertake these courses or this laboratory work so as to be uh, so that I can finish what I need to finish in time and all that. So the prompts are given: what are your research interests and long-term professional objectives? Do you want to see this in the statement of purpose? What specific attributes of our department, we mentioned that previously, make you feel that it will be a good place for you? You see, these are two different universities, information from two different universities, but you can see that they are almost saying the same thing. Are there any special circumstances related to your academic record that you feel we should know about it? And this, I did one. For example, as I told you, I studied bachelor's agriculture, master's natural resource environment, and I have done some PhD in biomedical sciences, or say molecular biology. And yeah, so what happened is that you can see that my background has been a bit different. The master's and bachelor's almost similar. The PhD, between the PhD and the master's, quite di- diverse, you know. So in my opinion, I feel like I might have some knowledge gap theoretically, even though I have known a lot of the things through practice in my PhD. But uh, in Ghana, for example, if you want to be a lecturer and stuff, they want you to build yourself up in the same field consistently. So if I'm looking for a position, a master's position, whatsoever it is, and I intend to explain to them why I need a master's position, or after PhD, then I can talk about the unrelated background of my master's and PhD, and how I can use this master's studies to bridge the gap between my previous bachelor's and master's studies with my current PhD degree. So if there is some special circumstance, don't feel shy to talk about it. You can turn whatever might seem negative into positive in your application, depending on how you present your case. Um, Now, from the same university, you see the first one, they were looking for about 500 words. Maybe that was not captured, and they had already even given some uh, information. Sorry, they said that please note that many research-based graduate programs appreciate seeing that applicants are knowledgeable about the research areas offered by faculty in the program, and have identified faculty whose research is in alignment with the applicant's interest. We encourage you to specify this faculty in your application essay, and as appropriate, to be in communication with them to confirm that they are considering incoming students with your research interest. So I was working on this application, and then when I got here, I had to stop and then go and search about the faculty people, and then read more uh, about them. So definitely, what happened was that I found one person, or maybe two people with interest. Yeah, I wrote, and I almost put them in the essay. And then later he came back to say that, yeah, for now he doesn't have funds to accept new candidates and stuff. So based on this, you now decide to look elsewhere or look for another person and stuff, because this is very crucial. They didn't waste time to put this information there if they thought it was not necessary. So please, whatever information has been put out there about the essay, you should take time to read carefully about it. And here they say it's recommended but not required. But I think that you should write it even if they say that it's not required. And they want up to 250 to 300 words for each area. So it says, for for your University of Dialogue Graduate Program of Interest, please describe your experiences in 300 for each area. select any that apply. So they want to know how you have been engaged in community work or service, if you have any leadership role, overcoming social, economic, or physical barrier, personal or professional ethics, coachability, and additional experience. You can take any one of them and write 250 or 300 words on them, or you can write a bit about each of them to get your 250 to 300 words. Here, I would say, for example, coachability is one of the key things to consider. By this, we're asking about your ability to allow yourself to be supervised. You know, if you are going into a master's research or a PhD program, you will be supervised by a higher authority or your superior. And if you are not that person who is coachable, trainable, teachable, you can't take constructive criticism and stuff, then you may not succeed. In some cases, for USA, they would offer you research assistantship or teaching assistantship, which means that you're going to teach undergraduate students or you're going to help with research of your boss in the lab. Do you have any leadership quality that can help you lead the people you're going to teach or the research group you're going to get involved in? Again, when it comes to community involvement and stuff, I tell you that every knowledge is supposed to serve a community. And so they want to see how dedicated you are to the well-being of the community where you find yourself. And so if they admit you, you come and gain knowledge, you don't keep the knowledge to yourself, but you can make it available to other people. So you have to look at all this where you have strong advantages and then highlight them in your application. Another prompt, and here is the statement of purpose, 300 character, and um, this is what they want to know: your passion for and knowledge of your intended plan of study using the language of the field. And this is coming from, I think, Michigan Tech University, right? They want to see that you have passion and you have knowledge of the program you intend to study. And so when you are, and even they are also specific that you should use the language of the field. There are some field that you have to use some terminologies. When you go to molecular biology, cell biology, they have what they call the central dogma of molecular biology and all this. So you have to, if you are claiming that you have knowledge of um, DNA extraction, you should be able to demonstrate that in your writing by using the appropriate terminologies and expression. So you don't just write anyhow, like, maybe we can say isolate, isolate DNA, um, or you say I took DNA from animal. Meanwhile, the right expression should be isolate DNA. So, or I extracted DNA. So again, if one person is writing I extracted or isolated DNA from X, and another person is saying I took DNA from X, it tells who is more knowledgeable in the field. Your intent program, your intended program, area of study, research interest, and desire advisor, if applicable. So they want to see this one too. Also, the experience you can bring to the department, including any professional and or presentation experience. Have you presented at at a conference or a seminar or a webinar or open forum, whatever it is? Have you done any research work, publications, and all that? You can talk about them. The skill that will help you succeed, such as research, leadership, or publication experiences. You should review your selected program area of interest and the research interest of program faculty before writing your statement of purpose. And this again, um, sorry about the seven, that's not necessary, but the personal statement. So the same university which asked for um the statement of purpose we just read is also asking for personal statement, and here it's 200 characters. And here they are saying, "Te- te- tell in detail what is unique about you. You know, are you somebody who can be coached? Are you somebody who is eager to learn at all time, who can work under pressure? Because graduate studies come with a lot of pressure. Can you multitask and all that? Something that is inherent trait that will make you successful in pursuing your education. Please, if you have any question, keep it in the comment section. I'm about to finish, and then I will go on to your questions. Information on overcoming personal hardship, financial, physical, or familiar. You know, adaptability is a skill you need to survive graduate studies, especially outside of your home country. It's not easy out there. So if you're a person who constantly miss home, feel lonely, and you run away from one study program because of some hardships and missing home, then definitely you're not going to succeed further out there in the code and all that. Again, it says an explanation of any discrepancies in your application. So if there is something missing, for example, why you have waited after 10 years to apply for this, why is your background in terms of study previous studies and your work experience, why are they not aligning? You have to explain them and make sure that they will inure to you, the explanation you are providing will inure to your benefit, not to your disadvantage. Thought on how this degree will help you achieve your future goal. This is something they seek in your personal statement to this program. Finally, I would say that once you have before or something you should look out for is to seek guidance, and then you should receive feedback on the work that you have done. So you can consult teachers, mentors, or past scholarship recipients for guidance how to go about writing it. Some people think that because they know, everybody should know as well. That doesn't work that way. We all don't have the same source of information or the same amount of information. So somebody based on their experiences and their exposure might know more than you. It's not out of place to learn from them, to consult them for directions and for feedback on your work. You should also join scholarship groups online, Facebook, LinkedIn, Reddit, WhatsApp groups, and share your for shared experience. Some of them will tell you the experience. There are some guys I follow or I connect with on LinkedIn. One of them is Dr. Banda Khalifa. There is also Dr. Olusegun Ayeyi. They are always updating and giving tips, and I read and learn more about them, even though I don't envisage further studies and stuff. So if you have follow some of these people who are influential, who are vocal, who are sharing information about um, writing application essays and all that, and learn from them as well. Um, and then also get your essay and application reviewed by someone experienced. Yeah. So that is it. Thank you for your audience. And now it's time for your questions. If you have any, I would take them. Um, but it doesn't seem like there is any question here. I in the next 5 minutes, if you have any question, you can put it uh in the comment section, and then I will address them accordingly. Otherwise, I will bring the section to a close and thank you for your participation. Let me see, maybe there are some questions here. Okay. It doesn't look like I have a. It doesn't look like I have any questions. Okay. Clement Nyako. Okay. That was a comment. Thanks. It was insightful. Great. Thank you, Clement, for joining and for the feedback. And yes, Akosia, thank you for joining also and for the feedback. I appreciate. Anyway, if you would read, if you will listen to this later on and would have some form of questions that you need help answering, you can still put it in the comment or contact me directly on my through my email uh, address. The email address is on my YouTube site and also on my WhatsApp site, so we can take it up from there. Thank you. Until then, it's bye, and hopefully we can meet another time for an insightful session. Bye for now. You are welcome, Daniel. Thank you too.